Peterson here with Peterson Electric. Wanted to talk to you today about FPE, Federal Pacific Electric Panel. We are changing that out here for a little condo. Disconnects outside and we're able to kill power in here fairly easy. FPE, if you looked at a lot of my other videos, they have issues with them as far as their breakers and their UL listing and their testing. Bottom line, we're taking this guy out. Here are the guts in case some of you are joining us and you haven't looked at our other videos. If you see red, it means dead. That's just the way we joke about it. But yeah, get rid of those. That's their FPE. So let me crack this door just a hair and turn on my light. Here's what to expect when you're cutting out a panel. This guy was right here, had a 2x4 wall right here, just scabbing it, and then this 2x4 wall here. So we were able to pull the nails, undo it, pop the tops out first, pull the bottom because of that big SER cable, and then get this 2x4 out. Once we did that, we were shy here about another, well, almost 3/4 of that 2x4, still shy. So they sure didn't care about that 14 inches off side to side when you're putting in those studs. So we were missing 3/4 inch. There's no way to chisel this thing in half. So my trick is to cut that thing and try to scoot it in. And then once I scoot that guy in, I can screw my drywall through here and then toenail it with my panel in here with some screws. And then I might even be able to support it. But because there's support here, I can also drill with a unibit and put 2 screws here and here. Okay, that'll help me out. But this is my problem. I can't go out any further. It still meets code though, that's the good thing. It's not in the laundry room area above a washer. It's not on the landing of a stairway. It's not in a linen closet. It's not in a bathroom, not in a hazardous location of a garage like a wood shop. So really this is the best spot to keep it. If you move it more than 6 foot, yeah, you're in Article 210.12 and you must arc fault everything. Right now, with most cities, you do not have to arc fault in the state if you leave the panel where as is just to upgrade it. Now, we are not upsizing the ampacity because the wire is set at a certain size in this condo, and that's 100 amp. It's a number 2 aluminum SER. It is a 4-wire, so it still meets code. It's not an old flat SE with a braided neutral. So here's the problem you can encounter, like this. So as soon as I cut out that stud, guess what? My box moved. Thank God, though, I didn't have a wire coming down the wall or I would have cut right through it. We thought that we were going to be okay here, but we ended up with some damage. So I try to explain to homeowners, no matter what I do, there's going to be some damage. So we're going to have to just try to put in a 2x4 on this side, screw the box from this way to hold it, because we now can't secure that, of course. And then they're probably going to end up having to patch in here, and now my friend's going to have to paint some yellow paint. There's really no other way around it. But yeah, so we encountered a few nails too. So as soon as I did that, this nail popped out. And then we had some nails here, here, and here between the cabinet and the drywall that we had to cut out from a side angle to get that 2x4 out of there. So some homes I've been very lucky on the back side is a closet or the refrigerator. Of course, in this one, it has to be right near the sink, and that's gonna mess you're gonna make. You could end up doing some backsplash, but this place is being sold as is, so I really have to have our friend get that mudded right. No matter what you do, you're gonna have a gap. The reason why is because once I come in here and put this panel, I have to be able to get that SER back in and all these Romexes from the top and bottom and shift it in. Once I get it in, I might be able to screw it to the top and just let them, I'll probably do that and just let them mud the bottom since this got the most damage trying to get my Sawzall in here and pulling these wires to get these staples out because I had a few staples here so I could move this. And once these move, they will float in the wall. So some of you guys who like to follow me and give me a hard time, you know, here's the bottom line. It's not going to be secured. But in Article 334, we are allowed to fish wires in a wall. So the bottom line is, yeah, these guys aren't going to have any securing there. The SER never had one anyways, but we are able to scoot these guys down, knock out the holes on the right instead of the left, and then these guys knock these out the same exact way. They should go up fairly well here and get them back in. The other thing I do is because this panel was not ever messed with and it was 100% no tampering for 35 years, I was able to see that most of the circuits before I turned off power actually matched the panel. So I went ahead and labeled this with stickers like we would in commercial, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and then all the way down to 12 on the even side on the right. Right side is your even, left side is your odd numbers. That's just kind of the way we do that. Once I get that, I'll knock it out, put it in, put the nails in through the side, terminate everything, and then we are not arc faulting anything because the code says that I do not have to arc fault if I don't move it more than 6 foot. Anyway, so we'll get this change out. I prefer Siemens. It's just me. You can do Square D, GE. There are good panels as well. I just prefer Siemens in a lot of ways because of other things they manufacture besides electrical equipment. Beyond that, I've known my wholesaler for years, and we get a great price with them and have a great relationship. That's half the battle of getting your materials. So yeah, other than that, guys, hopefully that'll help you out. One other thing is that this is a main lug. I've had guys call me up and say, hey, I need a main disconnect in my house. Yes, you can order it that way. You do not have to do that. You will not find a slip-in 100 amp most of the time. It'd be cheaper just to put you in a stab breaker, but once you do that, there's a little round part here for retainer clip, and you have to have that red one in there. And then you could have a main 100 amp, assuming you have enough bus bar space. So when you order your panel, you gotta make sure you don't have any wires doubled up already when you pull those off, because then you're gonna be like, oh, I forgot to look at, I've got wires doubled up. So make sure you know that. And the other reason why I like to number it is I just had a call this week from a mistake that I think an electrician made. On 240, it was AC unit windows. If you don't label correctly that white was actually a hot and re-identify, when you go to change out a panel, you can have a really bad mistake. I will show you, for example, I had one circuit in here. Where'd it go? Maybe I didn't. Oh, I did. So I had a 10 gauge wire. I think this is probably a hot water heater, 12 and 14. And you got to know that that white does not land on your neutral bar. So I will re-identify that with red tape, or you can do a Sharpie, but I think tape is better because it lasts longer. And once I re-identify that, I think the code states in Article 200 on stripe identification of a neutral, you're supposed to do 3 red pieces of tape, but it's a really small wire, so just peel off a nice 10 inches, put it on very nice and form it back and forth, and that's enough for someone to understand. There is a few things that are kind of scribbled off or water got on it, so we'll just have to check that when we do it. But yeah, 12 and 14, let's see, I think that's going to be referring to, oh, no, that can't be my dryer. Yeah, so we got a dryer and a range, and that would probably be the hot water heater. So anyways, yeah, so a 10 gauge, probably small hot water heater is what that is, or an AC window unit, we'll find that. But yeah, guys, thanks for joining us. Hopefully that video will help you out. Have a good day.